Police officer, open up.
Part of it is just kind of, it's always in the back of your mind. Is this going to be the last day I go to school?
Since the shooting at Columbine High School in April 1999, Jefferson County Public Schools has found itself at the center of the fight for safer classrooms. They're using lockdown drills to prepare teachers and students if a gunman enters the campus. Kids as young as 3 years old go through these drills on a regular basis. This April, Jefferson County gave HuffPost exclusive access to a drill at one of their local elementary schools. We sat in with a third-grade classroom, but for security reasons, the district has asked us not to reveal the students' faces or hiding places.
I've been referred to as, the generation of mass shootings, Generation Columbine. I've grown up doing shooter drills and everything like that, which is unlike my parents or a lot of millennials and everything. It really shows how our culture has really evolved, yet we've done nothing to change it. If lockdown drills prevented mass shootings, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
I'm impressed with how quiet you are. Good job today. I love your positioning right here at the front of the door.
There's lots of what ifs, right? They have lots of what ifs, and we could spend days talking about what ifs, but what if something really does happen? Well, what if this happens at our school? I always respond to them, we practice these drills so that we can stay safe. Our job as adults is to keep you safe.
But with a lockdown, we want to make sure that they're dropping in there.
As the largest district in Colorado, Jefferson County is home to over 86,000 students. And in the past 19 years, it's been the birthplace of new standards for lockdown drills and specialized law enforcement training. John McDonald is the district's executive director of safety, security, and emergency management. Over the past decade, he's trained officers and led drills in the county's 157 schools. With each one, he hopes to shave precious seconds off the time it takes to secure every classroom.
Really, it's a program that empowers students, and that's what we love about it so much. We call it emergency prepared, not emergency scared. That's the term that I've really come up with over the years to explain what the standard response protocol is. It's 4 actions. It's lock down, lock out, shelter, and evacuate. As I understand it now, is in well over 26,000 schools around the country. Has anybody called to dispatch yet? Okay. Why don't we go ahead and let dispatch know we're going to start this, and then whenever you're ready.
We are about to begin our lockdown drill, so please be ready to hear that announcement.
Lockdown, lock, lights, out of sight. Lockdown, lock, lights, out of sight. Lockdown, lock, lights, out of sight.
Sheriff's office, open up. Come on out. It's okay, we're all done. What we're doing is we're making sure that they never answer the door for a single person. Uniforms have keys. Hi, everybody. You guys are really good. I like how quiet you are. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I need everybody to stand up for me and be super quiet. No noise. Be as quiet as you can be. I'm going to have you follow your teacher. You're going to go in a single file line. We're going to evacuate to the gymnasium, okay? All right, good job. Follow the teacher.
A lot of the times with school shooters, they used to go to that school or they've been a student within the past 19 years. They know exactly how lockdowns work. They know that you're still in the room even if they can't see you. Like, shooters, people who do this, they're not stupid.
If you do nothing but lockdown behind a locked classroom door, we know that's incredibly effective. We know that's a time barrier between you and the bad guy. We know that there's only been 2 instances in 20 years of bad guys breaching a properly locked classroom door. So if you lock down, then you're my hero. If you evacuate with kids, you're my hero. You make a good decision to protect kids and yourself, you are my hero.
High five? Can you come outside?
Maybe. I'll see what my schedule is.
It's my birthday today.
When you're thinking about, I want to be a teacher when I grow up, it's not the first thing I think that you think of, right? But as teachers, you kind of become that mama bear or that papa bear and know that that's what you're going to do. I feel prepared with the training that they've provided us as administrators and even as teachers, you know, across the years.
The Frank DeAngelis Center for Community Safety is the first of its kind in the country. It's named after the former principal of Columbine and was once a working elementary school. Now it's used as a hyper-realistic environment to train thousands of law enforcement officers for active shooter situations.
Imagine you're the first responder on scene. You're the officer coming in. You got shots being fired in a school. You walk in, you see smoke. You don't know what's happening, but you can hear the shots being fired at the end of the hallway. You got to fight your way through the smoke. Explosive devices, IEDs, are used in these school shooting events in many cases. Columbine was a perfect example. 99 IEDs in the building, 49 went off. The Arapahoe school shooting, he had Molotov cocktails. We've seen that time and time again around the country, so we practice and train for that. The first officers on scene cannot wait. They can't wait for a SWAT team. They can't wait for 4 to 5 more officers. The problem is, by the time 4 officers get there, most lives are lost. So they created a tactical program for the single officer. We put all of our patrol teams in our school district through that training annually. It's a requirement. You have to successfully complete that. It's so important.
I believe we should continue with the lockdowns until we really do see a change in our country where this isn't really happening anymore and we don't have to have lockdowns. But there's still so many flaws to it that where no one is prepared at all. How can you be prepared for a shooting?
All right. We can do some cool things with the simulator. We can fill this room with smoke if we want. Daryl can turn on lights here so that we can create an environment not unlike law enforcement's going to face moment in time, or we're going to be in the middle of as we respond to a crisis.
Adam 6, shots fired. What's your status? The system will track the shots fired, so we can go in and see what his accuracy level is in reference to the system, because this will enhance, even though you're talking to a screen, your stress level really goes up and it can affect your shots.
So we also build targets in classrooms, and the whole purpose of this is, you know, shoot, don't shoot, right? So who's the bad guy? Who's holding the gun?
32 states now require their schools to develop a plan for emergencies. Of those plans, 96% include training their students and teachers in how to respond to an active shooter in the building. At Columbine High School, lockdown drills are part of the normal routine. Students like Kaylee Tyner say the drills are necessary, but more needs to be done outside of schools to solve the problem.
I'd say, if anything, it's just a huge disruption to your learning. Unfortunately, in an ideal world, we wouldn't have to prepare for these things at all, because you should be safe going to school without a question, you know? And the fact that here in America, it's, you know, you're gonna go to school and once a month we're gonna do these set of drills, you know? It definitely it becomes part of your cycle of going to school. I don't want to say we shouldn't have them, because obviously there is a need for them, but there's more that has to be done. You know, it's now up to our politicians to really do their job and protect the citizens of the United States by implementing laws that are really going to help us. My hope for the future, I'm not going to be unrealistic and say that I hope next year no school shootings happen, because I've always hoped that and always been disappointed. But I hope that by the time I have kids and I send them to school, I don't have to transition into suddenly being a parent that now fears for their children, like my parents do.
It does make me sad. We always tell kids you're safe, but they see things around the world, and you know, safety is number one, and whatever we can do to help them be safe for, you know, a changing world that's going to be their world when they grow up, I think is important.
So, you know, 19 deceased, 29 wounded in schools from gunfire in Colorado. And certainly Columbine redefined it, I think, on a national level. And we continue to feel that. That hasn't gone away. It's something that we never say it can't happen.